Life is weird.
Super weird.
So, what did we decide to do with our fascination for the strange and unusual?
We made a podcast about it. This is Weirdify. Now,
let's get weird. Sometimes we're a lot, and sometimes we are not, but
we're always hot.
That's right. Welcome to Weirdify.
I didn't know we were actually recording.
That's right, people. We are live.
We're live from our wooden box in Amanda's house, otherwise known as the Weirdify. That wasn't as effective as the last time I did that. That's okay.
But last time we tried to harmonize, I feel like it was a hot mess. That's just me, though.
You know, it's okay. We're all allowed to be a little bit of a hot mess from time to time.
Yes, indeed. Speaking of you not saying anything about just touching one of those crystals.
Oh, no. Is this going to scare me?
No.
Oh, God.
No. Not even slightly. It'll make you very warm inside.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of times in the full moon, I haven't done it recently because my job is just weird.
All up and all down.
But I will put my crystals out under the moon.
You were doing that with water and your plants as well.
Agreed. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yesterday was a full moon.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't home. I did get home, but it was like late at night and I was so tired. I almost pulled over and like slept in my car for a little bit.
Oh my God. Okay.
I was so tired coming home. Anyways, Alex put out a good portion of my crystals under the full moon. To,
he
like,
just knew.
He's like, I don't know what's happening, but I'm going to do it for my wife. And I came home and pretty much just passed out. And like, I usually sleep with earplugs because
you're a light sleeper.
It's a little noisy here. And he came home whenever he came home and like, I was like, hi, sweetie. And I was like already in my pajamas in bed.
Yeah.
And he like got like right up in my face. His tears were like welling with like,
oh my God.
Were welling with tears. And he was like, I'm so happy you're home. He's like, some of your crystals are outside. And I was like, oh my God. And then this morning he brought them all in. And like, anyways, that's so sweet. I know, I love him. Oh my God.
Now I need to get my shit together. That's so sweet.
I'm like, thanks for putting my rugs outside.
Thanks for letting us suck up the moonlight.
So all the crystals that are in here are like fresh.
Oh my gosh, freshly moon soaked.
That's right.
Michael and I went and saw have you seen the trailer for the Moon movie that's out?
No.
Oh, it's called Moonfall. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. It's called Moonfall. It has the guy that's in like, I mean, you wouldn't have seen them, but the like the Conjurings that plays like Ed Warren, that actor. It also has Halle Berry in it, and a guy from Game of Thrones, which you also wouldn't know, but that's okay. It was interesting. It was entertaining. It basically is talking about how the moon is alive. It's like a living alien situation. I won't say too much. It was entertaining.
Okay.
I would probably give it like a 7 out of 10. I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to see it again, but I thought it was a very interesting concept. Like it was a very like unique, because it was basically like kind of like an alien natural disaster movie.
Okay.
But with like just a storyline I'd never known or heard of before. Anyway, I would recommend seeing it at least once.
Okay.
Or wait till it comes out on some streaming system. That's fine too.
And then I'll just like have your password.
Yeah. Like and I was like, I even turned to Michael. I was like, Amanda probably wouldn't like this one. It doesn't really paint the moon in a very good light.
Oh, it doesn't? Oh, weird.
No.
I mean, I would just be curious to see it like
it was entertaining for sure.
From like a different alien perspective or something like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that story was fascinating.
Cool.
Fascinating.
I
Anyway.
love it.
Yeah, so that was my moon story. But yours is much cooler, and I'm happy to have these lunarly charged crystals surrounding us. I feel like the Weirdify is like extra minimal tonight, but I'm digging it.
Oh, I love that. That's because I had a breakdown earlier today.
Oh my God.
And this is as much as the Weirdify gets tonight. You know what? We all hit a breaking point. Mine was this morning.
That's okay.
And I called my mom crying.
Yeah, Amanda and I have been.
Like, Mom.
I got here an hour and 15 minutes ago, basically. And since then, we've just been chatting and talking, and Amanda's just talked about how you didn't mention the breakdown till just now, but you mentioned like
No, I mentioned I was like talking to my mom crying earlier, didn't I?
Oh,
Or, like I was crying
probably.
Earlier.
Yeah. You didn't say that it was a breakdown,
quote breakdown,
but you said that there were like situations that were kind of breakdown-esque as of late.
Yeah,
it makes me. I think your job is just a lot. So
it's a lot, but in like different ways than just like flying in a plane, going up and down. Like it's just been very taxing because I'm LAX based, and so there's like the drive involved when I come home.
You're away from home, away from Alex,
and when I come home, it's like purge of my car because I've been in it for so long.
Yeah.
And like crashing here and there wherever I can in LA. Like if I get off late, if I have an early report time, I'm like contacting like, hey, can I just like crash at your place, whatever. I'm well aware that there's crash pads, but I really genuinely feel like I haven't had like a full true day quote off. Because when I come home, there's so much to do and offload and reorganize and whatever, do laundry and repack and iron. And when I came home last night, it had been a long stretch of, I had been crashing at a friend's place for quite some time for this month. So I came home last night and just went straight to bed and woke up this morning and was like, oh my God. There's so many things I didn't do before I started.
Isn't it amazing how it just catches up with you? When you have just a moment of, compared to what you've been going through, just some stillness to just like reflect and like relish in the good and like feel what it's like to be home again. Because home, I'm sure, after everything and like all you've experienced and learned and like just getting acclimated to this whole new schedule or whatever, home probably has a very different meaning.
Yeah, because home is like my suitcase.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I mean, I know that I'm not always going to be based in a base I don't necessarily want to be in. At some point I will build up what I need to build up in seniority to like be based where it's more convenient. But because I'm on call and because I'm based away from home, that means that just requires more work from me.
Yeah.
Where I land when I'm not at home is like the driver's seat of my car. That's the only place that's like comfortable that I can be in. There's nowhere for me to like really quote land, which is like a really weird feeling. I mean, it's been fine. It's been the adventure that
you were looking for,
sought after, but it hasn't come without challenges. And all of that to say, this is the weird of what you get.
Perfect. It's okay. I like it. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I literally just picked a few rocks off of what Alex had put outside. So
that's totally fine with me.
And maybe that's why you love it.
Yeah, maybe. It's just different.
Crisp. Okay, let's
record a podcast. It's been a long time.
It's been we just haven't seen each other in a while.
It has. I don't know how long. Has it been a month?
God, I hope not.
I feel like it's probably been a month. Because all of February, like, we didn't...
No, I haven't seen you in February. I haven't seen...
It's been a month because the end of February is, like, basically, like, a week from now. A little over a week from now.
Except for my friend that I've been crashing with. That's, like, the only other person I've seen. And her little kitty kids.
Oh
okay, God. So she has a cat.
Is her name Dinah?
No.
Is her name Marie?
No.
Is her name Duchess?
No.
Figaro?
Nope.
Thomas O'Malley?
No.
Okay. Finish your story. I'm done. Done trying to figure it out.
All right.
Scat Cat?
She has a cat.
Okay.
Well, she has two, but one of them looks just like Figaro.
Oh, my Figaro. Figaro's my sister. That's
and she calls her Moo.
Oh my God. Does she have an udder?
And sometimes she calls her Moomy.
Oh, my Moo.
Or Moo. And I was like, that's really weird.
Did you cry about that too?
Probably. I've just been really emotional, okay? Moo like that. And her name is Moo. Oh my God. Anyways.
What's her name?
Moo.
Oh. I thought that was just like a nickname. Because I call Figaro, like Figaro's name is Figaro, but I call her Moo or Moomy or Moo Moo or...
But she looks just like Figaro and has all the same...
Does she have a Mickey ear in the middle of her forehead?
I'm going to have to look closer.
Okay. Report back.
I will. I don't really think she does.
Okay.
And she's very cute.
Did I ever tell you the story about Figaro?
What?
So, Figaro, my cat, who lives with my sister.
She's Kelsey's cat.
No, she's actually my cat. Like, she's we got him in high school, and Figaro was mine, and my sister had more house space to take her, and so
do
she
you
did.
go visit her, and is she excited to see you? Or?
Oh yeah, I do my little meow, meow, and she's like meow, meow, meow. And so she like immediately like is drawn to me because yeah. Anyway, I'm not gonna get emotional. We need to get our shit together. Okay,
we need to get through this fucking
oh my
podcast.
God, I know. This is a really good one too, so we really need to dive into it. Anyway, so Figaro has this little hangy belly.
Her udder.
Her little udder, and it's like a little pink, and it just kind of swings back and forth as she walks and like kind of canters everywhere, right? And so when I hugged her, like it felt like there was like kind of like a tennis ball size like mass or something like in her abdominal region. And so my sister took her to the vet, and like Michael and I were convinced she had cancer, so I was like processing and because we had another cat that had like that like a ball-shaped mass, and it was cancer. So she took her to the vet, and the vet's like, no, it's not cancer, it's just scar tissue, because when Figaro got spayed as a kitten, she had eaten through her stitches, and all of her entrails fell out. So they basically had to like shove them back in and sew her back up, and that's why she had to wear a collar. And that's where she and I bonded, was because I slept on the bathroom floor with her, because we had her on like the nice cold like bathroom tile floor, and I would sleep with her there. And anyway, that's just my story. Was it's not cancer. She just had, and so that's why she has this little hanging down udders, because she has so much scar tissue because all of her insides fell out when she was a kitten.
Wow.
Yeah. Did I tell you this story before? Maybe in a
I have not heard the story of like the more recent of you like thinking that she had cancer.
I mean, she is going on 13.
Wow.
Yeah, we got her in 2009 after Aragorn died.
But my friend did mention that her Moo is like, they're getting so big. Like, look, Moo has a little tummy.
Oh, the tiny tummy.
Yeah. So
It's her udder. You can call her udder.
and they just got fixed, so it's like shaved
Oh,
and very exposed.
the teeny tiny little baby. So exposed. So exposed.
Oh my
Leave
goodness.
nothing to the imagination.
Yeah. So, anyways, I've been thinking of Figaro a lot these past few weeks that I've been crashing with my friend, her little cute. So, yeah.
Well, I'll make sure to tell her that you say hi.
Oh, would you?
I will.
She's
I'll
like,
give her a belly shot, and she'll be like, meow.
meow. Yeah, exactly. All right, Haley.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Speaking of Figaro.
No.
What?
Oh. Our topic?
Yes.
Our
This-
topic?
that was my super seamless transition.
Your Sagu?
My Sagu.
Okay.
Speaking of Figaro, for those that don't know, Figaro is the name of Geppetto's cat in the Disney movie Pinocchio, which brings us to our topic this week.
That's right.
Which Amanda and I came to the realization that we had it never crossed our mind.
Ever.
I don't know how. I'm pretty sure even in episodes we've talked about, I know we've talked about this topic, but like we've mentioned things that are strange about this topic. Anyway.
Genuinely couldn't tell you.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm pretty sure we have. If we haven't talked about like the weird things surrounding this topic, we've definitely quoted enough of it. So this week we are diving into I was going to say wonderful world of Disney.
The wonderful weird of Disney.
Oh my God, that's what the title should be. Screw to all who come to this happy place. The wonderful weird of Disney. We are covering
waterworks.
Pachoo, pachoo, pachoo. An audio podcast doesn't help. Nope, doesn't show what I'm doing.
It
but
sounds like Star Wars, but it's fine.
It's really fountains of water
that are colored.
With
With a backdrop of water that's a movie of Disney. Anyways.
Yeah. Weird Disney.
That's right.
Weird Disney. I feel like everything in my life has been leading up to this moment.
Couldn't agree more. Everything in my life from a childhood. I think I went on like a Disney hiatus for a few years. Then I met Haley, and everything in my life leading up to that moment has been right now.
Has been. So from what? 2007?
Yeah.
2007 to this moment right here in the
That's
Weird
right.
Fort.
Uh-huh.
This is what we've been training for.
I hope we come through on this one.
I really do too.
Okay.
So
I'm so ready.
Let's
My body is ready.
get down to business to defeat the Huns. Not really.
Okay.
To talk about a podcast.
Did they send me daughters when I asked for
When
sons?
I asked for sons?
Bitches.
Bitches.
I'm so ready for this.
Me too.
Oh my god, I'm so excited.
I really hope we didn't do the same one.
I know that we didn't. She says, quivering in fear. I quiver with fear. I quiver with fear. And for those who don't know, well, you just never will.
Oh my gosh. And may I point out
What?
that when this episode is live,
Oh my god, thank you so much for saying something.
I would have forgot.
I would have too.
Not in real
Genuinely.
life. There's no way I could forget, but mentioning it, I would have forgot.
Can I honestly say, too, that I have made such a mental point of bringing it up?
And neither of us did, but I
Nope.
literally was like,
Nope.
the scar thing, that scar quote that we just said made me think of, okay, so when this episode comes out on February the 23rd, a Weirdify Wednesday, it will also be known as Walt Disney World Wednesday because Haley will be going to Walt Disney World for the first time. I'll be on a plane when this goes live. And the crowd goes wild.
Yes, that is in fact the truth.
Yeah, so it couldn't have been more perfect timing for this to come out. Kind of like how the Twins episode was posted on our birthday.
Some things are just destined to be
Totally.
when they are timed.
And this was
One of
Disney
them.
Destiny. So
Oh, I love that.
I love that. So I will be in Walt Disney World having the most magical time, having
right.
all of the Disney-gasms, nerding out real hard.
And I will be somewhere in the world.
Amanda will be
and
getting
she will be texting me
an
all of
influx
these.
of pictures and videos and sobbing ugly cries.
If I don't reply right away, it's literally only because I'm in the air.
That's-
That is literally the
That's
only reason
fine.
I will not
That's
reply
fine. You'll have plenty to look at when you land.
immediately.
Immediately, you'll have plenty of content.
If I don't reply immediately, it's only because I'm in the air. That is the literal only reason. I will be like glued to my phone while you are gone. What's the next update?
Oh my god. So yeah, anyway, super appropriate. I'm beyond excited. It's
Yes.
going to be a girls' trip with my mother-in-law, my sister-in-law, and my aunt-in-law. We're doing the Princess 5K. I have all my outfits planned because that's just how I roll. Amanda told me she was crying about them with her mom at IHOP this morning. I don't know if she wanted me to share that,
fine.
but she was.
It's fine. There was
And
a
I
lot of-
love her for it.
I cried a few times today. It's fine. You know what? We have ups, we got downs, and you know what? Today had a lot of tears. And not
Yeah.
all bad. Not all bad. Because I cried about your outfits. So
It's okay. So anyway, I had to mention that because it was so perfect. So
Okay.
without further ado,
Please take it away.
without further
Adieu.
ado,
Adieu. I like how we
adieu.
both.
Episode 36 of
Weirdify.
Weirdify. So, it is at this point very obvious that Amanda and myself are not only Weirdophiles, but Disney-philes.
Is that like a Disney perv?
I looked it up first. Oh no, I thought that, I was like, what do you call Disney fans? And a lot of it just came out Disney adult. I was like, I'm going to call them Disney-philes. So, yes,
It's
you
fine.
and I
There's
were
Disney characters
Disney-philes.
we've thought of
Oh.
doing things with.
In
I
that
think we've
sense,
mentioned
we are
them,
like
so.
faux show Disney files. Simba, hello. All right.
What a boy.
Ooh, what a boy.
Rawr.
All right. So, with the combined total trips to Disneyland in California reaching probably at least 100 by now, for us, it is truly the happiest place on earth. The churros, the hand-dipped corn dogs, the smell of Pirates of the Caribbean, the tiny kids all dressed up. Phantasmic. These are just some of us Disney fans' favorite things. A day full of magic and memory making that is always best closed out with a magical fireworks display before leaving until the next visit. Now let's shift gears a little bit. Sure, we have all felt the pain of leaving the park to head home when you don't want to, but what about those that can't leave the parks. Yes, I am talking about the ghosts that have chosen to make the Disney parks their forever home.
I just got chills from my head all the way to my abdomen.
Did you get vaginal butterflies?
It didn't reach my legs, but we totally didn't do the same thing.
Oh, thank God.
Not even
so
close.
Scared.
Not even close.
I was so scared.
Not even close.
Oh,
I'm so happy about it. Okay.
Awesome. Love it.
Okay. Oh my God.
So that means not just Disney in California, but also Walt Disney World in Florida.
Oh my God.
Which I will soon come to know and probably love.
I just had chills again.
Again, did they reach your legs?
Guess?
Oh, maybe.
Grinning ghosts? Are they coming out to multiply?
Now, other than the 999 happy haunts that reside in the Haunted Mansion, I have to admit that I actually wasn't aware that there were this many ghost stories surrounding the parks.
Oh, Haley, I'm so excited.
I had a freaking blast looking this up. I was also terrified in my living room. Terrified. None of them were super, super scary, but I just felt like this presence. Anyway, some of them I have heard of, but the others blew my mind a little bit. So welcome, foolish mortals, and come along with me as I play ghost host and tell you all about some grinning ghosts.
Oh my God.
Are you ready?
God. I'm in my doom buggy. This bitch
Are
is
you?
ready. Oh yes, honey.
Is this haunted room actually stretching? Or is it just your imagination?
If y'all can't tell, we haven't been together.
Oh my God.
And now we're doing
I feel like
Disney.
the longer we go between recording episodes, the more obnoxious we are when we finally record. I'm sure everyone else would agree, but this one's a really good one.
This
one's
want
so good.
to say I'm sorry, and
I'm
not
sorry, not sorry.
I am not even
Hashtag
close.
sorry, not sorry.
If you have made it to this episode, y'all know what you're in for.
100%. You
So-
clicked on the title.
That's right.
Yeah, you knew. There was a blurb. There was a clever, quippy little blurb in there.
That Haley put together.
Exactly.
And I had no part of, except giving her a thumbs up emoji and going,
You got it!
You rock, Haley.
Thanks, Haley.
Keep on keeping on. Okay, please.
All right. So our first ghost is known as Dolly. While attending Disneyland in 1984, a woman named Regina Young, who went by the name Dolly for some reason,
Okay.
fell out of her seat while riding the Matterhorn bobsled ride.
Ooh.
It is said that her seatbelt had been unbuckled, but it is unknown whether she did it herself or if something else had malfunctioned.
Okay.
Dolly was fatally struck by an oncoming bobsled while laying on the tracks. Today, cast members say that they feel a presence or like someone is staring as they do their routine maintenances on the Matterhorn ride.
Oh.
I personally feel like this may be in poor taste, but the area of the track where she died has now become known as Dolly's Dip.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I thought that was a little bit like,
Wow.
this low-key fucked up. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. But hey, that's what it's known as.
Okay. All right. Moving on.
Moving on. So the next ghost is one that has been seen and heard by park goers. Before, it was heavily illegal to spread a person's ashes at Disneyland, and that is for all theme parks.
Of course, naturally.
A woman had snuck some of her son's remains onto the Haunted Mansion ride and scattered them while riding the ride. People have since seen the apparition of a little boy throughout the ride and can hear a little boy crying for his mother upon exiting the ride.
No.
It's also said that some have seen the boy in Pirates of the Caribbean, which is just across New Orleans Square and not far from the Haunted Mansion. There's also a similar scenario at Walt Disney World. A Disney Forum member notated being one of the first people to get onto the Walt Disney version of the Haunted Mansion for the day. And as they were riding, they saw a young boy lean outside of the doom buggy and look back at them. They found this odd because they were essentially one of the first in line and none of the other riders were young or had any young kids with them. And that's far too eerie if you ask me.
Uh-huh.
The next one's also really sad. So two brothers, I didn't actually put this in my notes, but I know this one.
Okay.
Two brothers had gotten stuck on Tom Sawyer's Island after closing. And the oldest brother had put his youngest brother on his back tried to swim across the rivers of America, and they drowned. And so sometimes people...
How? It's like not even...
I don't know how deep it is, but they
Deep.
did drown. It was nighttime, and I don't know if they just couldn't swim or what. But people will say that they see two boys swimming across the water or like hanging out on Tom Sawyer's Island at night.
Okay.
So that was one that was not in my notes, but I just remembered that as I was talking about it.
Okay, great. Love that.
So our next ghost is another sad one, similar to Dolly. At Disneyland in 1974, an 18-year-old woman by the name of Deborah Stone was crushed to death while she was doing her duties as the hostess for the attraction America Sings.
Oof.
For those of you that aren't familiar, in Tomorrowland between Autopia and Space Mountain, there is a giant rotating theater that has been the home of the Carousel of Progress and Innovations. Mm-hmm. The theater is where Stone worked, and on July 8th, she got stuck between the rotating theater and the stationary wall. Yeah. And as an adjusted safety measure, the stationary walls have since been removed and breakaway ones were built there in their place. Up until the attraction closed, cast members working stated that they would often hear, "Be careful," if they got too close to the walls.
Oh.
And although the theater no longer rotates nor houses any current attraction, I'm sure Deborah will be there to act as a guardian angel of sorts for whatever it does take its place.
It doesn't rotate anymore, but it rotated when we were going there in high school.
Uh-huh. It did rotate because it was the house, like the futuristic house thing. And now it's nothing. For a period there before Avengers Campus, before Galaxy's Edge, it was like a Star Wars like fan thing where they had costumes and models and stuff. And you could meet like Chewbacca, Kylo Ren, Darth Vader, all that stuff. Yeah. And then they had the same kind of thing for the Avengers. But now it's just nothing.
It's nothing?
Mm-mm. Because there's
so I went sometime recently when I went alone and I was sending all those snaps.
Could you still go in?
It was still Star Wars launch bay, but you had to have like a Chase credit card to get in, or like some Disney Chase special thing to get in.
I don't remember seeing a sign or anything that said anything.
Okay.
And I didn't see any people walking in.
Okay.
But
no, there's nobody walking in because you have to have like this special credit card. But I don't know. I mean, that was months ago.
From what I could see,
nothing,
and I mean, we went with Milo, and he's not a big Star Wars person as of yet.
But
as of yet.
Well, maybe he will.
He will join the dark side. Or he'll, be on the light side.
Maybe he'll resist it.
Maybe he'll join the resistance.
Maybe he will.
So the next ghost resides in Walt Disney World and is probably one of the more famously known Disney park ghosts, real or not, because it is said that he might just be an urban legend.
Okay.
But some do claim to have seen him. It is said that when the Florida version of Pirates of the Caribbean was being built, a welder named George had died during construction. The cause of George's death varies depending on who you speak to. Ooh. Some say a beam fell on him, and others say that he fell during the burning city scene. Regardless, he died. Either way, he died.
He did.
Regardless of how he died, strange things happen whenever George is disrespected or sometimes even acknowledged. People say that if you are on the ride and say that George isn't real or George doesn't exist, then some sort of malfunction or glitch will happen during your excursion.
Ooh.
Now, many people believe George never actually existed and he is simply lore, but I like to think that he hangs around. The lore also states that cast members that open and close Pirates in Walt Disney World often say "Good morning, George" or "Good night, George" to keep him happy. Regardless of whether you believe or not, yo-ho, yo-ho, it's a pirate's afterlife for George.
Oh my god.
I know. There's going to be a lot more.
Okay. The next ghost?
So the next ghost is another famous one whose tale gets passed around by many park goers. It is most likely a Disney myth or urban legend, but still fascinating nonetheless.
Okay.
Oh, side note, a lot of these ghosts have videos.
Stop! Okay, well,
so I'll be showing these after. Yeah, and I'm going to hopefully post them if possible.
Okay.
To
or like links to them or something?
No, or links, or I'm hopefully going to post like the little snippets of the really cool ones when I post this, like the blurb about this episode on Instagram.
Okay, I love it. I'm here for it.
And that's not a teaser. Like, I'll actually do that. I just don't want to get like copyrighted or something. But anyway, it's fine. So it is most likely a Disney myth or urban legend, but still fascinating nonetheless. It is unclear how this ghost passed away, but he is known as Mr. One Way. And it is believed that he was...
Why did I gasp? I don't even know.
Because it sounds a little eerie.
Yeah.
Yeah, reading about him, I was like, ugh, ugh.
Okay.
So it is believed that he was a man from the 70s that supposedly died while on the ride, but that hasn't been confirmed.
Okay.
He has chosen to live out his days eternally riding Space Mountain at Disneyland in California. He only ever appears in the section of the queue where you load into the actual Space Mountain coaster cars.
Okay.
He always enters from the left side of the cars, so technically where you would get off the ride, and then he will sit down in the empty seats next to the single riders.
Oh my God.
When asking people about the appearance...
What?
Rewind.
That was my rewind.
Thank you. It's beautiful. Now I lost where I was. Oh, so he will sit down in the empty seats of next to the single riders. So technically where you get off the ride, and then, oh shoot. And then he vanishes before you get to the tunnel portion at the end of the ride. So I guess where your photo's taken.
Okay. So he rides the whole damn thing with you, basically.
Yes, basically. But you just don't know it.
Okay.
When asking people about the appearance of Mr. One Way, it varies. Some say that he is a red-haired man with a red face, which I low-key hate.
I hate that too. I don't like it.
Who doesn't speak.
No.
Or
I don't really know that I want my ghost to speak.
with the red face, it was interesting though, because the first picture that came into my mind was like Ziggy Stardust with like his red David Bowie with like the lightning bolt on his face.
Okay.
And he has like this bright red hair, and then he has like the red and blue like lightning bolt on his face. That's what I imagined. I don't know why it's just stuck in my head, and that's how I've like pictured him when I talk about him.
Okay.
So yeah, some say he's a red-haired man with a red face, who doesn't speak to anyone, or some say that he is in the form of a young boy from the 70s who will occasionally speak to people in line.
Okay.
Oh, most think this is because the boy is blown away by all of the advancements with the park, since he is only used to the 70s version of Disneyland.
Okay.
Which I find kind of interesting.
Oh, okay.
So he's like stuck in like what it used to be in the 70s, and there's been so many changes since then,
naturally, yeah.
So I have seen video footage from the ride cameras that does in fact show a faint misty figure entering into the empty seat next to single riders from the exit side of the cars and then disappears. Some say that they have spotted him in the cast member locker rooms in the Space Mountain building as well. And there is also another ghost that resides in Space Mountain, and she is known as Disco Debbie.
Ooh, Debbie!
She is believed to be the ghost of a cast member that is said to have died behind the Space Mountain building from an aneurysm. People say that she can be seen on the ride and that she glows in the dark.
Okay, great. We love that. Okay, Debbie.
Don't know why she glows. I also read that instead of a cast member that had died in the Space Mountain building from an aneurysm, it was also a cast member that loved to roller skate, and she had died really at a beach really, really close to the Disneyland park.
Okay.
And so some people say that they can see her like floating where it looks like she's like kind of on roller skates. It's just very smooth.
Okay.
But again, that's never really been confirmed. But regardless, it says that she glows in the dark. Party on, Debbie.
Party on, Debbie.
So, the Disney parks have their fair share of different transportation methods, but the most popular is the monorail. So, it's no surprise that I found a monorail-related death.
Oh, I love that.
It happened during grad night in 1966 when a young man tried to sneak into the park by climbing the outer fence and scaling the monorail track. Security tried to get him to come down and emphasize how dangerous it was, but unfortunately the young man was struck by the monorail.
Ooh, that's a rough way to go.
I know.
That's just instant. Bye.
Yeah. Ugh.
They're not slowing down for you.
No,
buddy.
they're not. Some passengers say that at night they will see apparitions of a high school-aged boy running across and lurking near the monorail tracks, which some of these are really sad.
That's sad.
Really, really sad.
I mean, also, like, low-key, I'm not trying to be like, you asked to die, because obviously he was just trying to, like, get into Disneyland and have a fun time, but it's like, well, I mean,
I know.
Just had to,
was it worth
careful. I don't know, like, just be careful.
Yeah,
and
don't do stupid stuff.
Also, like, I know it's not the cheapest, like, form of entertainment, but, like, just do it right, and then you don't have to, like, accidentally die.
Save for it, do it. Don't scale monorail tracks. It's just not worth it.
Yeah.
Not worth it. So this next one I will definitely be looking for when I am in, I think it's when it's in Epcot.
Okay.
You say that like it's going to be a really cool one. This one's actually kind of scary.
It's okay to me, man.
Okay. So this next one isn't so much a ghost, but more of a haunting, perhaps.
Okay.
Think Annabelle-esque.
Okay.
So in my research for this episode, I came across a blurb about Liberty Square at Walt Disney World, which I believe is at Epcot.
Okay.
And as you're walking through, you may catch a glimpse of an old doll in one of the windows.
No.
This area is supposed to mimic colonial times, and back then civilians would place dolls in the windows of houses to inform firefighters that a child lived there in case something ever happened.
Okay.
If I think about this following statement in that light, then it makes it sort of less creepy. A little? Maybe? No? Okay.
No, anything involving dolls, I want zero.
That's fair. That's totally
zero.
That's totally fair. Totally fair.
0%? None of it.
Well, anyway, cast members have mentioned multiple times that the doll will be found in random places when no one has moved it.
Nope.
Or it has been seen to move on its own.
Nope.
A possible child ghost or not, that is a big nope from me. But I do still want to see it.
It's also a big nope from me. Clearly.
2 big nopes. 2 big nopes over here.
That's a couple of nopes.
Just a couple of nopes.
Just a couple of nopes. Hail to the nope.
Hail to the nope. To the nope. Hail to the nope. So, just like any other building, theme park, development, etc., when you disturb the land, you sometimes can wake up the spirits of those that once inhabited the area, back when it was just acres and acres of orange groves. Like the land that Walt Disney bought to build Disneyland.
Correcto mundo.
There have been instances of a woman in white floating down Main Street. And it's always a fucking woman in white. Always. Without fail, no matter where you are,
That's
always
fair.
a woman in white.
That's
always
fair.
a woman in white.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And she can be seen floating down Main Street. She's dressed in a white 19th century dress and will often, this is really sweet though, she'll often help lead lost children to the Disneyland Baby Care Center so that they can find their parents. Is that not the sweetest thing? Okay, I take it back. All the tone that I had about the woman in white, because this woman in white can stay.
I also love how
She a queen.
you wrote it, but you were like enraged.
But I forgot about it. Like I was like, oh, the woman in white. And I was like, oh wait, no, she brings all the sweet babies to find their parents.
That's really sweet. That's really sweet.
Yeah, I like that the Lost Children area has Mr. and Mrs. Darling. Their pictures on it. I just think that that's a really cool detail.
Absolutely.
There are also a group of female ghosts known as the Ladies who float through New Orleans Square dressed in Victorian clothes.
Wow.
Specifically mentioned is a woman known as the Wire-Haired Woman, who has been seen on security cameras and often carries a feeling of dread along with her, which I hate. I know. Amanda's like, mouthful of beer.
Nope.
Feelings of dread. I'm not here for it.
No, I'm not. I don't want it.
And the third ghost is a little girl in a white old-timey church dress, and she hangs out by the Winnie the Pooh ride / Critter Country.
Okay.
An ex-cast member took to Reddit and talked about how they used to close up everything in Critter Country by Splash Mountain and the Winnie the Pooh ride when they used to work at the park. One night, while it was just them, they saw a girl in a white dress. Wow, my God.
What?
They saw a girl in a white dress running around. They first thought, oh, great, a lost kid. And when they called out to her, she didn't respond. After looking away for a second, they looked back to see that the girl had gotten much closer and was running directly at them.
Oh, fuck no.
They
hell no. Oh, no.
No. Hell to the nope. They flinched, obviously expecting to feel a collision with the girl, but nothing happened, and when they looked around, the girl was completely gone. A couple days later, they were talking with some other cast members about some of the scariest things that had happened to them while working at the park, and one person asked, have you seen the little girl in white yet? All right. Now, this one I'm probably going to cry at. I'm feeling very emotional. Okay.
Is this your last one?
This is my last ghost.
Okay. I was like, Jesus, like, girl, Girl brought the ghostesses.
I tried. That's what I was like.
The ghostesses.
I was
with the
shocked. There were
mostesses.
so many. I had heard about the little boy and then obviously the brothers that had swam across, but I hadn't heard of any of these. Well, except for maybe this one.
No, she brought the ghostesses with the mostesses to this one.
I tried. I really tried. Now, I have saved the best for last, in my opinion.
And I didn't mean to say, like, is this your last one? And like,
No, I didn't take it that way.
I'm loving, like, how much you brought.
I tried. I really did try. I actually, all of this was fascinating. Wait till you see the videos, and then we'll discuss.
Okay. Over pizza.
Yeah.
I love it.
So I truly feel like I've saved the best for last, in my opinion.
Okay.
How could I ever mention Disney ghosts without covering the creator, the genius, the man behind the mouse himself?
Oh, no.
Walt Disney.
Oh, no.
Yes. Oh my God, I'm gonna fucking cry. I'm not gonna cry. Oh my God. I'm so ridiculous. I need to compose myself. Okay. So, yes, many cast members and park guests alike have seen or felt what they believe to be the spirit of Walt Disney himself.
Oh.
The first story is one that took place shortly after Walt passed away. For those that may not know, Walt Disney wanted to build himself an apartment inside of the park so that he and his family could stay when they visited, and he would leave a lamp on in the window to let guests know that he was in fact there. This apartment is located on the City Hall side of Main Street above the fire station, so if you're walking into...
Are you tearing up?
No.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm trying to maintain my composure, actually. So if you walk into Disneyland, the left-hand tunnel under the railway on that side, the left side of Main Street, for those that aren't well-versed like you or myself.
Is his apartment,
yeah. So the apartment, again, is located on the City Hall side of Main Street above the fire station. After Walt's passing, a cleaning woman was cleaning up the apartment and had turned off the lamp in the window before she left. When she got down to the street level, because it's obviously above the firehouse, so you have to go upstairs, right?
No.
It
wasn't on.
She looked up in the window, and the lamp was turned back on. She went back upstairs and turned it off again, and then got back downstairs. Same thing. It was left on. The third time, she went to turn the lamp off and heard a man say, "I'm still here."
No.
And turn the light back on right in front of her.
Oh my God.
So since then, the lamp has been left on in honor of Walt to let guests from yesterday, today, and tomorrow know that he is still there.
Oh my God, so many chills. Once went all the way to my toes.
Was that English? I didn't get a word of that.
So the chills I got in the beginning started from like somewhere in the shoulder range to somewhere in the cooter range.
That's quite a distance.
But these ones, when you said that, went all the way from my head to my toe. Like,
I love it.
It was full body.
Love it.
Full body.
I love it.
Goosebumps everywhere.
I love it. I love it all.
Okay. Walt, are you listening?
Walt? Make this light blink if you're listening.
Oh my God, no. Please fucking don't. I'll freak out.
Okay, sorry.
The button does something different when it blinks. We have to push it.
Okay, all right.
It's not blinking.
Okay, it's not blinking.
I've seen your glasses.
Yeah.
You. Jesus Christ.
Oh my gosh. So the next story that cast members believe may be a sign of Walt's presence is the smell of cigarette smoke underneath the fire department staircase.
Okay.
Walt's wife, Lillian Disney, would always make him smoke out of sight so that the children didn't see him, both his own and the children of the guests who are attending the park.
I also read that they, like, photoshopped cigarettes out of his hand.
Probably. I didn't read that, but I didn't go into depth as far as the smoking thing.
I read that in my research, that if you look at some pictures of Walt and you look at his hands...
They cut it out, so it looks like he's doing this, but there's no cigarette. I wouldn't be surprised.
He's kind of like, just probably like, you can see a cigarette there, and it's just like gone.
Interesting. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. To keep him out of sight of the children, she would send him... or he would hide under the staircase of the firehouse while he smoked his cigarettes. And cast members have mentioned cleaning under the staircase or standing there and all of a sudden smelling a strong smell of cigarette smoke as if someone was smoking right next to them.
Oh my God.
And the final two sightings I will show you after this and we'll report back.
Okay.
I will show you, and again, try to post these on Instagram, but these are wild. The first is an innocent phone video of the magical fireworks show, which is my personal favorite.
Same.
My personal favorite. I remember I've cried in the car to you just like with you to the soundtrack of this fireworks show. It's beautiful,
Yes,
amazing.
we have. Yep. 100%.
Fantastic.
100%.
Just 10 out of 10.
Not phantasmic.
Not phantasmic.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. So, yeah, the first is an innocent phone video of the magical fireworks show. And as it's ending, you can see a man in all gray standing on top of one of the castle's towers. To me, he looks a bit misty and seems to be waving or looking up, admiring the fireworks. People have tried to debunk that it is simply a maintenance guy watching the show, but with how strict Disney is as far as maintaining the illusion of everything, I don't find that very likely because he is right there.
He
like,
probably wouldn't be waving.
oh,
either.
no,
He'd
and
be,
he's
like, super chill.
It's so clear. It's not even like he's hiding in the shadows. Like, he's on top of a tower right there, illuminated by fireworks. And it's too misty and eerie to look like an actual person. In my personal opinion.
Sure.
You can decide when I show you.
Probably back up everything you're saying.
Probably.
Yeah.
So I don't find that very likely.
Okay.
I truly think it was Walt admiring the park goers and the fireworks and simply relishing in the magic even in the afterlife. The final example was also caught on camera. This one, I had to show Michael this. He's not a skeptic. He believes in ghosts and stuff, but I had to show him because I was like, you need to watch this. It blew my mind.
Okay.
Blew my mind. Okay, so the final example was also caught on camera, but it was caught on the actual Disneyland cameras versus just a regular cell phone. In this footage, there is a...
What?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
It's okay. So in this footage, there is a figure that can be seen across multiple different screens from multiple different angles and vantage points. It starts by exiting the Haunted Mansion, walking down through New Orleans Square, past the Riverbell Terrace restaurant, which is right past like the Tarzan treehouse. It walks over towards the Rivers of America. To me, it clearly looks like a man walking swiftly through the park. Like, it looks like knees and legs walking, and they're walking with like purpose. I can make out the lower part of the body, and it clearly looks like legs bending and walking. The weirdest part is that when it starts to walk towards the Rivers of America, it turns and walks on the water.
No.
And the pace seems to quicken, and it looks like they begin running, and then the footage ends. And I wholeheartedly believe that Walt continues to watch over his beloved Disneyland even to this day. So,
More chills. No, seriously.
do you believe?
Yes.
No.
In magic. Yes.
Are these happy haunts truly enjoying their afterlife at the Disney parks? Is this haunted room actually stretching? Or is it your imagination? Just kidding, but in all seriousness, I do enjoy the fact that these grim grinning ghosts certainly do come out to socialize. The end.
Oh my god. That was
A journey?
A. I'm so happy you started. B. I loved every minute of that. And C.
It was one of my favorites. I think this is probably going to be one of my,
Naturally.
It would be one of the best episodes, but I enjoyed looking these up. Mm-hmm. Wait till you see these videos. I have the one about the Walt ones. I have the Vantage Points one, like from the multiple monitors, and then I have the one for the fireworks on top of the castle.
The fireworks?
And the fireworks. And and I have the Mr. One Way one too.
Okay.
So I'll show these to you.
Yes, I want all of these.
And Amanda will react, and it'll be great.
I'll be right. Okay.
Please?
Okay.
Tell me what you brought, because I really, truly thought that you were going to do ghosts as well, and I was low-key dreading it, but...
Nope. Not even.
Please.
In like some weird vein of it, as we naturally have some sort... But also, like, I feel like now maybe we look for a connection. I don't know. But I did not do ghosts.
Okay.
All right. Ready?
Yes.
Okay.
I've never been more ready.
Okay, so... You've seen SpongeBob, right?
Yes.
This one time? Ever? Okay.
I do enjoy SpongeBob on occasion.
Do
yes.
you?
Mm-hmm.
When I'm at my layovers in my hotel and I'm just like, I want to turn my brain off. I'm not kidding. Like 75% of the time, SpongeBob is like running on my
it's a good
hotel
just like
TV.
It's a good sound,
It
mindless
turns
thing.
the brain to tapioca, and it's everything I want.
Perfect.
All right, so At Disney. So happy. So pure. That's it. The end. That was Amanda's contribution to this episode. And keep it weird. No, I'm just kidding. All right.
Oh.
We both have had so many memories because of what Walt created. Also, that's like a period in my thing, but I just also want to say I love your intro so much.
Thank you. I don't remember what it was.
Just like about like, oh, like we've been to, California Adventure. This is like, just like you put
I sprinkled. It was pixie dust.
I don't know. It's probably because it was just like Disney, but I just was like, eating up everywhere.
It was hitting all the spots.
It was hitting everywhere it needed to hit.
All right. My God. Okay. I'm glad. Well, I'm glad that you had a magical boner.
I had the most magical of bones. All right.
Oh, God.
Also, if you're listening, it's probably too late, but please send help. All right.
Please.
Neither of us could count the memories. Nope.
No, we couldn't, I guess.
I mean, honestly, we couldn't. But what I meant to say was neither of us could count the amount of times that we have been to the park together or separate. The level of happiness that we have experienced through the films and the memories that we have created around Disney have been unparalleled. We both have Disney tattoos. We quote Disney movies in just about every episode. I even used to work for them. In fact, I am honestly shocked that we did not do an episode sooner, but here we are. And while our memories of Disney are just so happy and warm, to start off my weird Disney, we're going to get into the strange and cold.
Oh, love this for us.
Let's
take a turn.
Okay, so in a sense, sort of.
Okay.
Let's talk about cryonics.
Cryonics. Oh my God, you're not covering this.
I am.
Oh my God. Go for it. I can't believe you're covering this, but I'm also very intrigued.
All right. Cryonics.
Go.
I'm going.
She's going.
Which is the practice or technique of deep freezing the bodies or severed heads or brains of people who have just died to the temperature of liquid nitrogen in the hopes that scientific advances may allow them to be revived in the future.
Oh my God.
And liquid nitrogen is cold as fuck.
Yes.
Okay, so it's negative 196 degrees Celsius or negative 320 degrees Fahrenheit.
Chile.
Okay.
Chile.
Yes. Our beloved Walt Disney.
Beloved. R.I.P.
He died. Yep.
Yeah, hence the R.I.P.
On December 15th, 1966, I've missed you.
This probably will make you be like, okay, get out of my house. I literally was going to be like, WD, don't stand for Walt Disney. It stands for was dead. And then I was like, all right, I'm done.
You would never, ever, ever have to get out of my house, ever. We get out now. No, I'm just
gonna leave. Just take your shit and go. Okay, bye.
All right, so he died on December 15th, 1966 from lung cancer. That's the one, lung cancer. And left his obvious legacy that is still growing and thriving 56 years later. Around the time of his death, the idea of cryogenically freezing someone was becoming a hot topic, with the publication of The Prospect of Immortality, written by Robert Ettinger in 1962, and the backing and popularity it had, the movement more or less began and has been thriving ever since. In fact, today, for as little as $28,000 and for as much as about $200,000, you can put yourself into what's called a cryosleep when you die.
Oh.
You can even add it to your life insurance.
Really? Wow.
That's right.
The future, I guess, man.
The future, it's now. Is how I would sell it if I was trying to.
Yeah? That's the advertisement? Period.
Right.
The future is now. Period. Exclamation point.
Amanda Mejia said so.
Amanda Mejia.
So it is less if you want to just freeze your brain, and is more if you want your whole body frozen.
Sure.
There's a company called Alcor who will also freeze your pets.
Ooh, I think I heard about the pet freezing. I think I heard about the pet freezing before.
Yeah. With the hopes of bringing them back as well.
Wow.
And looking into how it's done, I'm not going to lie, it's a little Frankenstein-y to me.
Sure.
The hoops you kind of have to go through to freeze the body, and then to wait for the proper medical advances, and then unfreeze to just go through the hopes of it working is a little sci-fi-y to me.
Okay.
But hey, we're about to colonize Mars. I'm not discrediting anything. But you do have to drain all the blood in the body.
Gross.
Because to freeze it at liquid nitrogen levels would create crystals, which damage the body. So you got to drain all the blood, pump it full of some sort of liquid nitrogen-y, esque substance, and then, keep it frozen.
So then they anticipate being able to thaw the person, and then their body will just start generating blood?
So then, okay.
Sorry, you'll probably cover that.
No, you do. Okay, so when you wake them, you might potentially have to alter their DNA. Yes, put in blood.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, awaken these people within the appropriate time frame as of what they died from. So let's just say, you die of lung cancer and you get cryogenically frozen. Well, we have to have a cure for lung cancer before you're awoken.
Right.
And then we have to go through, thawing you.
Right.
Awakening your body.
Right.
And hoping that, cryogenically freezing you has working. And it seems like a pretty lucrative business, and I'm really genuinely not trying to discredit what these people are doing, but even in 2022 it seems
far-fetched.
I
have a lot of questions.
I probably don't have a lot of answers.
Well, at least you're honest about it.
What are your questions?
Oh no, I will let you know as they come up. I'm just processing the process.
Okay.
Pondering the process?
Yeah, because it's wild, honestly. I mean, like I said, it's cheaper if you want to just pull your brain out. That's a little easier.
Is that the technical sound?
That's the just hey, Haley, I got your brain. Anyways, I mean, I could try to tell you if I'm going to go into any of these.
No, it's okay.
Okay, all right.
Go on your merry way.
All right. So Walt Disney was cremated 2 days after he died, or
quote unquote. Yeah.
Or was he? Well, his death certificate says yes, so that is what I am going with. But there has been a conspiracy that has been circulating since 1967 that Walt Disney was actually cryogenically frozen after his death. Allegedly, a reporter broke into the hospital that Walt died at. Wow, I feel like a reporter when I said that for some reason. Allegedly.
Yeah, it did sound like you had your voice where it's allegedly a person did come in. And it's a whole different tone.
It was
wow,
weird.
You maintained a lot of eye contact too. Allegedly a person broke into the hospital that Walt Disney had died at.
So, yeah.
Tonight at 11.
Tonight on Weirdify.
Tonight on Weirdify.
You will know we have nothing together. All right. So he broke into the hospital that Walt Disney died at, and he claimed that he saw Walt Disney in a cryogenic cylinder.
It happened to the best of us.
And that is where the rumor was born.
Okay.
2 years later, publishers were still adding to it, saying, well, he'll be thawed in 1975. And that he was being preserved and supposedly held deep beneath the Pirates of the Caribbean ride.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. And I really try to figure out why pirates, or what the significance.
Yeah, he wasn't even alive, I think, when Pirates came out.
He wasn't, but it was the last ride that he worked on for Disney. But there's no real reason why it would be Pirates, but that is where that is the place where everybody thinks he's being held and frozen.
Okay. I don't think they would put him in the park.
Agreed.
I don't think that he would. No.
Agreed.
No, he'd be in a safe somewhere, at the Denver airport.
The DIA, which I've been to and saw gargoyles.
Yes, you did, and you sent me a picture of Lucifer.
Fun fact. Okay, anyways.
The funnest fact.
Cut back to. His passion and work for the future aided in these rumors. When building both Disneyland and Disney World, he always had a fascination with the future and what the world would look like decades into it. Hence Tomorrowland and Epcot, which Epcot was supposed to be a futuristic prototype city, which I don't really think it is now. It's more of just like you kind of travel the world,
right?
In a sense. But originally it was supposed to be like a futuristic city. His interest in what tomorrow would hold is why a lot of people think that he actually requested to be frozen so he could see it one day.
Interesting. I maybe could see that.
Sure.
Because he was a very futuristic, like, was fascinated with, like, the possibility of, like, new inventions and forward thinking and, you know, keep moving forward and all that stuff. So
Totally.
I see it.
And as we all know, the media will find anything that helps build and give traction to whatever story they're trying to push. So that kind of fit their narrative that he was already into the future, right?
Right.
In 1972, the president of the Cryonics Society of California, Bob Nelson, went on record saying that Disney was cremated and that he had actually seen his ashes. But the public was more interested in the conversation that Bob and Walt allegedly had about potentially freezing him. Shocking, right? Apparently, Walt was interested in being cryogenically frozen and had called Bob and spoke to Bob shortly before his death, asking a multitude of questions about the process. And naturally, that's what people clung onto. Walt's daughter Diane claimed in the same year, "My father is not frozen, and he's probably never even heard of cryonics." Unfortunately, though, that is not what conspiracists have believed.
Right.
Prior to the release of Disney's Frozen, if you typed in keywords Frozen and Disney, the internet would give you results about his frozen body. Many think that they gave the popular film its name so that search results would pop up a movie.
Oh my gosh.
And it would be harder to find information about Walt being frozen. No, that's legit. I've heard about that long before that.
Really? I've never heard that. It makes sense, but...
Like, Frozen and Walt is like... I mean, this has been going on since the 70s. 1970s. So yeah, a lot of people do think that they gave the name Frozen its name so that
Interesting.
So that it would bury all of this shit about him being cryogenically frozen.
Wow. That's bananas.
I didn't like mention any of the other names, but there was like other names that were being tossed around and they went with Frozen. So there are memes about Disney on ice with people showing up to find Walt Disney laying on a block of ice with a blurb, "Well, this isn't what I expected." Oh, and I was going to pull this out. We'll do this while we eat pizza. I've even bought into the conspiracy. Not that I, like, believe it per se, but in my enamel pin collection, I do have a pin of a frozen Walt head that I bought several years ago at a pin convention. And it just goes to show how deep this conspiracy runs and that it's still very much living on today. Will we ever know? It is unlikely. I do trust the county records more than publicists, but maybe if he was cryogenically frozen, perhaps they'll be able to bring him back in our lifetime. And if that's the case, I think it's safe to say that the cold never bothered him anyway.
Oh my God, stop.
So what do you think about the rumors? Do you think he was frozen or that he'll come back? Or do you think we should let him rest in peace and let it go? Let it go.
Love a good pun. Love a good pun.
It's got to be the Frozen puns.
I do not think that he's cryogenically frozen because I 110,000% his ghost is at Disneyland.
Oh, well,
I don't think
could it not be both?
I don't think that people who are like I watch a lot of Ghost Whisperer, and so like people that are like in comas or like going in and out of death or like are on life support, things like that. They kind of come in as a ghost and then they'll like fade out, or they'll come in as like a super faint ghost. So I feel like if he was cryogenically frozen, that he wouldn't be coming through as intensely as he is, if that makes sense.
Or do you think that because he is frozen at negative 300 some odd degrees Fahrenheit, and he knows that because he chose that, he's like, I'm gonna chill here. Like, they ain't got no cure for lung cancer. I'm like out here living my best as a ghosty ghost. and I'll just like pop back into that old body.
I don't know. I guess it could go either way. There wasn't anything that I saw at the Walt Disney Family Museum as far as being cryogenically frozen, because you think that there would,
of course not.
Well, I know, but
if it's a bunch of bullshit, which I think it is, I mean, I don't want to say bullshit. Like, I'm not trying to be like, but I don't think it's true. Like, I would have a leniency to believe whatever, like, his death record shows, which is cremated. And I have a leniency to believe, like, what his family is saying and what these other people are saying. And how it started was just somebody, like, breaking into the, like, hospital and seeing him. It's like, okay, well, that's, like, the start of it is fishy. But it has been sort of this ongoing, like, conspiracy, if you will, about Walt.
Yeah.
Fuck, I totally lost my train of thought. She went derailed.
It's okay.
My monorail went off the tracks.
It happens to the best of us.
It started in Tomorrowland.
Just don't run into any, like, idea children. The kid that was on the monorail tracks that derailed, so don't run into any, like, idea children, like, in your brain as it derails. That was also poor taste. I apologize. Dark. Yeah, sorry.
Okay. No, I'd get off my tracks, ideas, children. Anyways, I was going somewhere with that, and it's gone, so.
That's okay. You'd like to believe the death records.
Oh, yeah. I don't even know if that's where I was going with that, but they're true.
It is fascinating. It's an interesting theory. And if you believe it, do it to it, man. Why should you worry? Why should you care?
Why should I worry? Tell me. Why should I care? Yeah.
Probably the most underrated Disney song.
It's one of them, for sure.
One of them.
I would say movie 2. I've always... I thought they were talking... Not about Hunchback.
Oh, underrated movie. Sorry, no, I thought you were going to say another one with, like, a song that has a song.
No, the Hunchback, like,
the entire soundtrack
is
underrated.
Beautiful.
It's phenomenal.
And powerful.
Yeah, very powerful.
Very underrated. Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming to our Disney talk.
Yeah. We hope that you have had a wonderful time.
And if you have seen The Ghost of Walt.
If you think he's frozen.
Or if you have heard of any, not heard, I'm sorry, well, maybe heard, be careful. Or seen any of the ghosts that Haley has mentioned. Yeah, probably haven't seen mine because he'll be in a fucking silver
cryogenic tube somewhere.
Let us know. If you've seen any ghosts, for that matter, let us know.
Yep.
You can write to us at weirdifypodcast@gmail.com or under our Make Contact tab on our website, weirdifypodcast.com.
Yep. Or you can email us at weirdifypodcast@gmail.com.
Is that what I said? Did I say something
I don't know.
different? I feel like I said that, but I very well might not have.
I don't know. It kind of slurred together.
It's you can also find us on social media at, do you want to tell them where?
At Weirdify Podcast. I promise. I promise.
Wow.
I will post what video snippets I can.
Yes, on
because
Instagram.
This shit's real. I'm calling it as it is.
Me too.
Yeah. This was, I've said this a few times, but this was probably one of my favorite episodes ever.
I knew pretty much what I was going to do from once we decided we're going to do Disney, I was like, a lot of them, Alex has some input on what I do. And I was like, and nope, I don't want any of it. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing.
Interesting. I think I didn't know what I was doing.
Okay.
But I had known of Disney ghosts. And then I took that and I ran with it. And there was a lot more than I ever anticipated finding.
I love it. I'm here for it.
It was a journey, but it was one that I will happily go on.
We love it.
We do. We love it.
And
we hope you loved it.
We do.
Yeah.
And Haley and I are going to go eat pizza.
Yeah, we are. Oh, I've been thinking about this pizza for hours.
And it's so ready to be ingested.
Yeah.
And until the next time we see you, please keep
it weird. And have a magical day.